This is a Vonage 2542 VoIP adapter as well as a router. And when this is in service Vonage, it works. But when it's out of service, people just throw this away. But this is a very decent hardware which can do a lot of stuff like Wi-Fi and router, and also can be used as generic SIP device. So you can use this for regular phones, like Asterix. So in order to take this out, to program it, you need to put special firmware on it. So you can do regular SIP configuration with very easy UI. So take first screws out and peel off this label and take out like so. So remove the antenna and also the screws that hook up the antenna. So there's two clips here, one is on this side and one on this side. So the JTAG port is on the back here, and this is the JTAG. So the JTAG is mirrored, so which means on this side this will be on top left is pin 1 and 3, 5, 7, and on bottom here was the ground. So I'm going to solder in the wires to the Ulink NT. This is the Ulink NT soldered on back of the JTAG port here. Just again, and pin 1 is here, 1, 3, and it may have the flip on the top of here, but I haven't tried, so I know this will work. This is when the Vonage VT2542 is locked, and you can go to this page and you type admin and any password, it won't work. So we are going to unlock it, and then we can see if we can get the access to this admin page. This is Ulink NT connect to the JTAG port of VT2542, and this is original firmware. Let's power on and hit detect. We can see it can detect. So now we can enter the trap on mode and read back the entire flash. So this is the boot and log kernel 1 here, and they both have firmware and the CFG. So I have a web page that can tell you to how this is unlocked. We can go here, usbjtag.com, and on this site we can find the VT24, and the way to unlock it is first we need to unlock the boot as well as the log and erase the CFG1 and CFG2, then we program the log and the boot. So let's do one by one, okay? So this is 2541, so boot clean here, and let's go here. Boot clean, and then the log clean. And now we need to erase the CFG1. And erase the CFG2, which is good. So we need to program the boot. We also need to program the log. Now, in order to program the firmware be able to access the web to set the SIP, we need to program our hacked firmware, which is we can download from here. So go to the file download, and it's a 2542 with a SIP. So let's download it. I actually already downloaded this one. So go here, and then we can unzip, extract to the folder we want. Go to the VOIP 2541, and we can go. Okay, so now let's go back to the software, and we can erase this thing. So the kernel 1 will be erased. So this, we also initialize it, but we load the one that we just uploaded, and that's this file is the one we are going to use. And let's program it. So the purpose of the initial testing here, boot log and log clear, is clear the password and erase the configure and config 1 as well. The kernel 1, I erase it and I program the kernel with the hacked firmware, which has the SIP settings. We will see after the programming. Okay. So for the CYT, there's a bunch of devices here. You can use it to unlock the Vonage device. Okay, program passed. Let's do a compare just to make sure everything is okay. Looks good. So now let's power off the device and power back on, see if we can access the SIP device, SIP settings. So this is the VT2542 after the unlock. And when we go to here, we need to enter the username is admin, which is capital A, and the password is admin capital A as well. And you can log in as well as you are able to go to the setup. Every setup is available, but most important is advanced setup here has a hacked web page with SIP settings. So you are now able to enter the SIP information for the servers like Asterix or whatever server you can have, and it will work for the regular SIP provider instead of you're locked to the Vonage.